everyone. This is another little commentary and my thoughts on the deception that the Animal Justice Party's MLC, that's Member of the Legislative Council in New South Wales, Mark Pearson, is pulling on everyone. So, where are we? A couple of days ago on, what is it, the 6th? Sorry, I'm reading off the iPad so I can get what he says right now. He is claiming that there's a article in The Land, which the Land is a pro-farmer periodical or online newspaper that's published by Fairfax, I believe, Fairfax Media. So it's an online thing. It's more for farmers and those involved in animal ag and normal agricultural sectors. So the title says, Animal Justice MP says feral cats deserve equal consideration to threaten native wildlife. Now, this is about the plan in New South Wales, or the proposal in New South Wales, to actually engage hunters to go and to kill and to shoot feral cats in New South Wales. Now, in the New South Wales bush. Now, according to Mark Pearson, cats roaming the bush aren't feral; they are free living and deserving of equal consideration to the native wildlife they prey on. The New South Wales budget estimates has heard. So he's just gone talking about that Mark Pearson wants to instigate a trap, neuter and release program that he believes is giving feral, cats, or what does he call them, free living cats, equal consideration when compared to the lives of non-introduced species into Australia. Now, his justification for this is that Mr. Pearson has said desexed feral cats, once re-released, could prevent new feral cats hunting on their turf before gradually dying out. He says it's a win-win rather than a kill-kill situation. Now, what he believes is that once you've introduced a sterile animal back into their area, is that they will hold the ground, so then they will gradually die out, and because they've died out, no other cats or apex predators will come in. Now, this is erroneous. This is a huge problematic claim, and for someone like Mr. Pearson to say that, it just proves how either ignorant or arrogant he is of the situation. Because what you're looking, okay, let's say you've got an area here, so you've released the animals that have been trapped, and so they've been desexed, so the population slowly dies down in there. This side, you've got an area of animals that are breeding. Sorry, it's off camera, but there's another set area here, so they're breeding. They haven't been trapped or neutered. So his belief is that, hey, we've got these animals here. They're going to stop these animals from coming in because they're going to fight. They're going to do this, and they're going to kick them back. Okay, what happens when these animals die? When there's no more cats in this area or no other predators in there, then the animals from every other area are going to think, oh, this is free space. Let's go in. So they're still going to come into the area. So that is wrong. That's something that people aren't questioning Mark Pearson on. And this is the other thing that I've ranted about it before, and it is a soapbox issue of mine, is that animal advocates and even vegans and animal justice party supporters, members, etc., need to be aware, and they need to call him on this BS that he is spreading. Now, don't for a moment think that I'm advocating for shooting of these animals. I'm trying to point out how he is wrong in what he is saying. Now, so there's that one's wrong. Now, he's saying that free living cats need to be given equal consideration to the native wildlife. Okay, you're going to give them equal consideration. So you're going to trap them, you're going to rip their reproductive organs out, then you're going to release them. How is that giving these free living animals, how is that giving them equal consideration? Okay, yes, you claim to be an animal rights activist or politician, whereas if you're not doing it, other people are doing it, and you're not telling them that you're not. So this is the thing. So you're happy to violate the rights of that animal by removing their reproductive organs, then releasing them back into the wild, and then you're also willing to violate the rights of all the other animals that neutered animal then goes on to kill, because you had the control of the animal here. You could have turned around and said, no, yes, okay, on balance of whatever it is, yes, let's do this. Let's just humanely euthanize or that animal because we've got them. I'm not saying shoot the animal. If you're going to trap the animals, it's not just saying, hey, let's trap, neuter, and release. Why have any intervention in the first place? Why not just leave them alone? If the cat's in that much of a problem, introduce another species into the area or that little ecosystem that will control the cat population. How you do that, I don't know. Will that cause greater problems down the track? Yes, it will. So will the continued promotion of pet ownership. That will cause continual problems because there's going to be cats that get out. There's going to be cats that stray. There's going to be dogs that stray. There's going to be dogs that escape from their suburban prisons. So this is the thing. Every intervention that humans have on other animals, whether they're wild animals or free-living animals or introduced species, is going to have some implication further on down the path. So this is the thing. You need to decide at what point in time, okay, yes, I'll make a hard decision now, though, because down the track I believe that this is going to be beneficial. Saying that, we'll just introduce, let's say there's, 1,000 cats in an area. So you might trap and half of them are male or half of them are female. So let's say you've got 500 cats. You trap, neuter and release, and what? Let's say you could probably get to what, 10, 20%? 20% of that 500 is bad maths time. Anyway, whatever it works out to be. So then, okay, they go there. So you haven't controlled or neutered the whole population. So the population is still going to be breeding. So once this neutered male gets to a point where they're no longer the alpha of their little section, then they'll get kicked out. They'll get kicked out of their little social environment or their little social structure, because then a new alpha will take over. If that alpha hasn't been neutered, then that alpha will breed. So there's huge problems. It's honestly, this is this whole thing by Mark Pearson is for it seems to me that he's just trying to play catch up to speak harder or to make take a stronger standpoint to catch up to lure those voters back who are leaving the party and who are becoming disinterested in the party because they've woken up to the rhetoric that the party is putting out. And that's what it is. It is just rhetoric, because what they say they can do, they've got no hope in doing. So this is the thing, is that what else was there? So the claim is Mr. Pearson says his party's goals was to protect native life as well as feral cats under the concept of equal consideration for all animals. Now, feral cats have been identified by the government as one of the primary causes of declines and extinctions of Australian native mammals and birds over the last 200 years, and have contributed to the failure of numerous attempts to introduce threatened native fauna. DPI, the Department of Primary Industries, Director General Scott Hansen told the hearing the RSPCA had lobbied government to continue funding education and increase community awareness about responsible pet ownership, and to continue targeted desexing programs as more effective methods than a trap, neuter and release regime. Now, and Mr. Blair also flagged potential legal problems for any trap, neuter, return program, which he said would constitute an offence under the Companion Animals Act of 1998, as it compromises the welfare of native birds. And this is the thing. These are the things that Mark Pearson doesn't think about. Tweets and all that from different party to pretend that they're the party that is speaking up for the animals. Well, they're not. They're a party that is speaking up for themselves. Now, I think it's the case of, Mark Pearson's had his 15 minutes of fame with regards to the ban on greyhound racing in New South Wales. So he's feeling a bit of relevance deprivation syndrome there. So he's decided to turn around and throw this. It wouldn't take, a genius or, someone. All it takes is someone that understands the concept of rights for other animals and the implication that human intervention has on these other animals to work out a situation. Yes, it may not be the cheapest situation. It may be a situation that is, whilst it does leave a bit of taste in your mouth, it may be the more palatable solution for situations like this. Now, what it is, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to make up any stories about that, because, hey, I'm not involved in that. I'm not a politician. I'm not part of the Animal Justice Party. I'm not there to tell them how to run their programs. The thing is that what they do need to do is they need to get their feet back on the ground. Yes, they've got one MLC elected. From what I understand of things, that was more due to preference voting and things like that he got in. Will he still have a seat at the next election, which I think in New South Wales is 2019? Who knows? That's something to see in, 3 and a bit years' time. Time will tell for that. As for other states, I know, as I mentioned before, they're starting to make a bit of a push in Queensland. I don't think that they'll get any traction in Queensland because of the unicameral system that we've got in Queensland. Politics is a long-term game. Unless you're part of a political party and you've got the money behind that the party can put behind you, for an independent and small party or micro party, it's a long-term game. So for someone to get elected into Queensland, into the Legislative Assembly, which we've only got one house, they'd need to be starting now and hopefully get in probably the second election, not the next one, it's the following election. So it's a long-term game. None of the people involved in that want to play for the long term. They just want for the short term. Mark Pearson's proof of that. He's flipped and flopped, going from running as a Senate candidate to running as the MLC because his thing was that he just wanted to get elected. How much of an impact he'd be able to have as an MLC? Well, we haven't seen much now, and he's been in the seat for I think about 18 months now. Greyhound racing got banned. It wasn't because of him. Newspaper reports have come out and said that it's because of the inherent deceit and lack of transparency within the industry that caused its demise. It wasn't anything that Mark Pearson did. So, which brings us to another thing. So anyway, back to this again. Will his questions in the budget estimates hearing have any impact? I doubt it. If he's not an animal rights supporter, he's not an animal rights politician. None of his party actually promote animal rights. There may be 1 or 2 people involved in his party who think that they're promoting animal rights. Sadly, once they wake up and realise that it's not, then they quickly lose favour with it and move on to other things. So, that's about all I can say on that, is that, just every time you see something from Mark Pearson or the Animal Justice Party, please take the time to sit down, pay attention to the rhetoric, and remember, this is all he's spinning. He's spinning political propaganda. He's trying to get those people who are vegan, who aren't voting for the party, and to lure them away from the Greens. And that's all this is. This is just propaganda, spin, and everything. Big deal. He's asked a question in a budget estimates hearing. Whoop-de-doo. It's just the same as ranting off in under political privilege, under when question time in Parliament. It means nothing. So anyway, that's my thoughts. Let me know your comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, like, whatever. Now, what else was there? So anyway, that was about it. Anyway, wrapping up now before I start waffling about something else. So, thanks for watching. This was another episode of Vegan Police TV. My name is Cameron Blewett. And remember, don't fear the vegan police. We're here to help.